Hi everyone, welcome to Code Kamkaj YouTube channel. I hope everybody are doing good. In today's video, we'll be discussing about one of the tool name called as Airflow. And in this video, we'll be discussing about what is meant by Airflow and what is meant by ETL and tag. So stay tuned till this video. Like we'll discuss bunch of things which are important for our MLOps series. So the first one, what is meant by Airflow? So, as a broadly definition here, Airflow is a open source workflow orchestration platform used programmatically create, schedule, and monitor the data workflows. Developed by Airbnb company and later it adopted by Apache Software Foundation. Now it's open source. You can download it. You can use it anywhere. So this is a typical regular way of definition of Airflow. And if you would like to make understand more, I'll give you another example where you can get it in a clear way. So if you'd like to understand Airflow in a better example, imagine you have been working into a data science project and you're a machine learning engineer. So you have a database every day that you need to take the backups and has to store into any cloud provider service. It can be S3 or it can be your Google Drive or it can be blob storage. So the process is simple. What you can do first, you go to the database and you take the database backup and you compress it uh, to reduce the size, and later you'll upload it to S3. So finally, you need to check if the upload was successful or not. So you need to verify it, and now once you have a jump into this database, you take the backup, and once you take the backup, you compress it. You have to upload to any cloud provider like S3 or blob storage. So these all process you need to, and finally you need to verify whether this has uploaded successful or not, and finally verified it is successful. So this is a task that you regularly do as a data scientist or any machine learning engineer or any other designation that you're working. But these all process are doing that you are doing as manual. There is no any automation. So you need to log in into the database. You need to take the backup and you need to upload into any storage, remote storage. So these are all manual, but you require assistant who can do this activity behalf of you. You need a person who can do all this activity, jumping into the server and database and logging into that and taking the backups and compressing it. That's where we can bring the airflow. That's where we can use airflow, and that's all place airflow can fit into that, which means it is going to take your job and whatever things you are doing are manually, it will go and do automate, which means so airflow make this entire automation as a process as automatic. So once you set up the airflow server and airflow things, so it's take care of everything, which means the from the right order from running every day without you need to worry about anything. So if something goes wrong, like uploading fails or any something is happened, so airflow will start the process. It will stop the process at the specific point, and it will notify you so you can go and fix it, having a helper where you ensure that your backup are done and on the in a time without you, which means you're going to create one virtual helper which is going to do all the task behalf of you. Just you need to tell him like what all task and what all time you have to do it, so accordingly it will do. If something messed up, if something went wrong, so it stop the process as your assistant and it will notify you saying that hey, this is where it got failed and you need to fix it. So something is went wrong as per your instruction. I had been doing all your tasks, but somewhere it is went wrong. So that's where airflow fit into that. So these airflow mostly fit into that data management area. So where behalf of you doing the manual, so you can integrate the airflow to take the backups and do the automation. You can do a number of tasks, not only taking a backups, and you can run the servers and you can run this airflow between the servers and you can automate the tasks that you regularly do as a data engineer or machine learning engineer or whatnot. So that's all about airflow introduction and definition and typical example where you can imagine. The next one we have the another concept called as ETL. So as a definition, ETL stands for extract, transform, load, and it's a data integration process used for move and prepare the data from for analysis. Which means like the if you split these three words, extract, transform, load. So extract is something that it's getting the data from different resources. It can be your database, or it can be from files, or it can be website. So transform means like you're going to clean it, filter it, or change the data into the format that you need. It can be any other format. So you are going to transform it after extracting it. And the next one is loading, something that you're going to put the transform data into a destination system. It can be your database, or it can be your S3, so it can be your any cloud provider storage. It can be a Google Drive. So while you're working with the Airflow, so you heard about this terminology called as extract, transform, load, which means like we are going to first connecting any database that as I example that I have given. So we will go and connect with the database, and we'll take the backup, and after that we, if you want, we can transform the data, and if you don't want, we can directly take the backup, and we will go and load the data. So loading the data will be into your any cloud provider, or it can be any shared network. So that's what the example that I have given, and you can imagine this ETL into that example. So that's all about ETL. The next we have the DAG, which is a directed acrylic graph. So in Airflow, DAG is a basically way of organizing or defining a sequence of tasks that you need to run. So if we have discussed this DAG while we're discussing about this one DVC, so even we have discussed about what is the DAG, and so it's a meaning of like it's a like uh, I can I can put in way like directed means like tasks that are linked in a specific direction, and acyclic means like no task can loop back to itself, and the graph means like it's a flow chart. So you're in the DAG. In the DAG, everything has been interlinked. So which means like you are going to organize all the tasks. So in the Airflow will follow the this DAG concept. So which is a directed acyclic graph. So which means like each task linked to each other, and it is linked in a specific direction, and no task can be looped as it's a back itself, and it will going to specify as a flow chart or any different representative format. So that's all about DAG. And we have discussed about DAG while we discussed about the DVC and DVC pipeline. So if you haven't watched this video, so I request you to go and watch that video, and you will get a bunch of information about even the DAG also. So that's all about Airflow and ETL and DAGs. These are all the concepts that we mostly discussed while we're discussing about other components in the Airflow. So I hope it is clear for everybody that introduction and example of Airflow and ETL and DAGs. So if you still have a confusion, I request you to drop your comments in comment section. I'm happy to reply you back. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.